is Mr. J, or Coach J, from Jacksonville, Florida. There was a need, there was something going on with the youth.
There's a certain elation I get from coaching. I mean, seeing a young person that is processing what you're trying to teach and they're disseminating this, gathering this information, taking it in, and then able to perform it, and then to take that and put it in the game format, you just see the whole progression. I mean, it's there's nothing greater for me. Well, after I graduated college, I worked different fields, different arenas, and there was an opportunity to work with the youth organization here in Jacksonville, and it was in one of the areas that was called Mary Intensive Care Neighborhood, or dilapidated, or whatever you want to call it, one of those areas. And a young lady her children had been killed, and they were bringing something positive to that area. So the organization was hiring someone, and I had my degree, wasn't necessarily in that field, but I thought it would be, something I would love to get into. I was very, very interested in the community and the things that were happening, that was happening to our youth. So it was very important. So I applied, I got the position, and the program was one where the core program areas allowed you to, work with the young people from sports, leisure, to education, cultural enrichment, building self-esteem. So it had a gamut of things you could work with, and I was the director, which enabled me to basically operate day to day, from the financial side to everything, what we would do with that program. And I was very appreciative of the opportunity. Meeting those young people, showed me that it was more to life than just sports, because it wasn't just about sports, but I saw the joy that the sports brought, because there wasn't a lot of people doing sports with them in that area.
When I first realized I was having problems with my eyesight, and after all the diagnosis, I was around, I think, 34, 35 years of age. I kind of noticed some things was going on, and I knew I needed to see a doctor. He said, well, I think you may have sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis is an inflammatory disease that affects the human body. The term sarcoid is Greek for flesh eater. Mine has manifested itself in my eyes. I still have the same thing on my lungs, but my manifestation is in my eyes, so I've lost the majority of my eyesight.
There's nothing there to me. Like we're riding in this car now. If I look straight ahead, it's almost, for you to understand what I see, you would be looking out of this windshield with some plastic on it, with mud and dirt coming down in rain, and you're trying to look through that.
My sister, she took it really hard, because it said, of course, it usually ends in death. And I think that day was one of the toughest days. But day to day, I just, I always said to myself, I'll just, wait on God to turn the lights back on. So every morning, I always, I told her that day, I said, you know what, every day I wake up, it'll be a beautiful day. It's always a beautiful day when I wake up in the morning. I told I had the condition, as far as sports being an option. There was a time or two in there, because, I kind of wondered, like, I wouldn't be able to see the players from a great distance. I wouldn't be able to see them clearly anymore. What could I do to, continue doing what I love to do? And so I just decided I got to figure out something. I got to figure out some type of way in which I can continue to do what I did, which brought me back to, man, I had my degree in rehabilitative services from Florida State University, helping people deal with the onset of a disability. So I was like, okay, let's use this on yourself. So what type of accommodations could you make? What could you do so that you could still fit in and appear to be just like everybody else? I knew that in order for me to recognize people after that point, it was going to be very difficult, because I wasn't going to be able to see anyone like I normally was seeing them. So I had to start to use voice recognition, listening paying attention to things that were around me, sounds, the differentiation in people's height, shapes, body morphs. And one of the things I never thought would be important was the olfactory smells.
People don't really know that he is visually impaired. So it's like, I tell them, like, what? He's doing all that and he is? I'm like, yeah, he really is. It's just something he loves to do, so he doesn't let that stop him.
Well, Coach J, he has a real a gift with the kids. He's a big jokester, but the kids respond to him very, very positively.
I just knew that not dealing with young people, not coaching, that wasn't an option. Not if I wanted to, stay mentally strong and, be here. So I figured everybody should have a purpose, and that was my passion. And I always believe that, if you sit around and do nothing, nothing gets done. So I was going to do something. And coaching was the thing. It was, when I sit here now and think about it, I get a rush. It's hard to explain to somebody who doesn't do it. It's simply a joy to see you teach someone. You have someone to share in your vision that you want to win, you want to try, you want to be better, and they want to, and they give you everything they have, and I couldn't ask for more.